Great atmosphere started by our fans well before tip-off, rolling into Elvis Moya with the best starting line introductions I've ever been a part of with our families, introducing the starting lineup. Just the day had a special feel for it. It's felt like something big was going to happen for the last couple weeks. Hard to explain those things, but you get those feelings, and you kind of see it in kids and the way they're preparing and the way they're talking to each other. And great game plan defensively by Coach Schaefer and Chantel with our offensive stuff, making sure we got great isolations. Everybody just came together, and you got to do that anytime you knock off a team that's got defending national champions after it.
Paul, go ahead.
Just talk about the finish. Miss a free throw or two there, which is uncharacteristic, but you made plays when you had to make plays.
Yeah, we made defensive stops. The free throws would have certainly made the celebration a little bit earlier and a little easier. I just passed two of our kids in the hallway, said they were going to go shoot free throws. But listen, when you're as tired as they are and the magnitude of those games, those shots become really, really hard. I think we shot 39. So I'll give them a break down the stretch. And, Slocum so hard on herself. But missed free throws, we can live with those when you get to celebrate.
Nate, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, just the getting Egbo in foul trouble, just how big was that? And was that a strategy really to try and go after her?
It was. We were watching – I got a really good friend that coaches at South Florida, and they really did a good job of taking it at her off the bounce. And we watched that the other night, and I felt like if we could, put her in a lot of ball screens, and we did, and our guards did a good job getting into her body. We got a couple of shots blocked, and that was the risk the kind of the reward you get for that. I think it got her frustrated, and she got a reach and foul. But it was a massive deal. You take an All-American candidate like that. She only plays 10 minutes. And then that forced him to have to play out of position and try different things. So that was to our advantage. Chelsea got in a little early foul trouble, but she played really good. She's used to playing with some fouls. She's good at it. And I'm learning that Slocum can do the same thing. They're both pretty good when they get 2 or 3 fouls. But Egbo being out was massive.
Melissa, go ahead.
Mike, how big is this one for your program as you continue to build and continue to put your name on the map, but then also you as your first top 5 win as a head coach?
Is it? I thought we beat Stanford one year. We beat Stanford.
I don't know.
You're first one here.
There you go. There you go.
Y'all know what that means around my place when we get a top 5 win. So I think what it is validation, for all of these kids. That, hey, why are you going to Arkansas? Man, they haven't done anything. Why are you going to Arkansas? They don't play anybody. Why are you going to Arkansas? All that. And I think it's validation for all those kids that believed and everybody in our locker room that buys into what we do. And then just everybody around the program. I mean, Elvis was so excited when he came up with that idea. And everybody just wants it to be a really cool thing. But that gives us validation. Anytime, somebody's got defending national champions at the end of it. And I watched basketball for the last 2 days. I bet I watched more games in the last 2 days than I have in a long time. And with South Carolina losing, everybody was debating on whether Baylor ought to be number 1 this week. I know we won't jump that high with a loss at Maryland, but a win over a team like that, it's validation for everybody, all of us. I hugged a couple of those kids, even though it was COVID, just and thanked them for believing back when we were picked 14th in our league. We were picked 14th in our league that first year, and now they're even able to get this game. We don't even get this game. The SEC wouldn't have put us up against Baylor if they didn't think we had a chance. We take a lot of pride in that challenge. So we weren't the sacrificial lamb. We kind of volunteered for it. This was supposed to be our year off. We were supposed to not even play in the challenge this year, but some teams had some issues with travel and some things. This was before COVID, and my big mouth, I don't know what, I just said, hey, we'll play them. So I'm glad it all worked out like it did. And I told the kids to enjoy this one for a long, long time.
Scotty, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, you got some great flashes from Marquisha Davis tonight. What did you think of her play and what she gave you off the bench?
Continued growth and just confidence. Now our teammates have that confidence in her too. It's not just Marquisha. it's her teammates have confidence in her. Like I heard Slocum say something to her, hey, can you give us a lift right here? And she immediately tipped 2 balls away. And, hey, she's been doing things in practice that just make us shake our head. Now she's just starting to do them in games. And, you know, I credit her in this manner and the people around her high school coach, Heather Hunsucker, and her family, you know, because she sat there last year and she watched a lot and she learned a lot. And she never once had a freshman of the 2020s mentality of, you know, I'm not getting a turn. She knew her time was coming. And, you know, when we had the transfers in the off season, she came back as focused, and sophomores do that. You know, they get their lay of the land. They know how to go to class. They know how to go to tutoring. They know where to get their food. And now she can settle in and play basketball. But that lift in defensively in the third quarter was tremendous.
Andrew, you got anything? Okay, Paul, we'll go back to you.
Hey, how does this feel? How good does this feel to kind of wipe out a week ago? Nobody's ever taught, you know, you kind of forget about that one now.
Yeah, but we knew going in when we scheduled 5 games in 4 days, we had done everything we could do to try to play Maryland early, like the first game or the second game, and it just didn't work out for that. And we knew we were going to be tested. And listen, Maryland's really, really good too. So it's part of it. You know, I've said before, I'm never going to be one that cares about total number of victories at the end of the year. It's the games that you play and who you play and who you can end up beating. So I'm telling you right now, playing in that tournament helped us win today. If we don't go down there and play that, then we don't know some things that we've learned about our team and some things that we worked on in practice. We made some major changes in what we've been doing. We've gone to almost a pure motion action and very few set plays because they're comfortable in it. They're learning each other and taking what gives them. And sometimes when I call a set play, they think it means somebody's supposed to shoot it. So I learned that. I've learned a lot. They've learned a lot. And but I know what you're saying, Paul, and it does. It wipes that taste out of your mouth. But it's that validation that that's why you did that, so that we'd be ready for this game today. And it was such a great atmosphere to see people in the top. You know, even though I know the bottom bowl wasn't full, it was still pretty cool to see people up in the top.
Nate, go ahead.
No, I'm good. That's all I need.
You got anything else?
I have one more, if that's okay, Mario.
All right.
All right, one more, Coach.
Go.
Do you let this one sink in immediately? Do you think it'll take a couple days, or are you just moving on to SMU?
I got 111 messages to read on Twitter or on messages. I'm not sure how many Facebooks and Twitters. It'll sink in tonight. But I've told them, you know, I said out there, that 24-hour rule, that doesn't apply for games like this, man. We got tomorrow off. We're going to give them 48 hours to enjoy this one. And I think this group's mature enough to do that. You know, I got a bunch of kids that have been in big games. And I've told them, if you don't let your brain celebrate, then it won't be there for you when you need it again. So I want them to soak it all up. I want them to go back and rewatch it tonight on the replay when they get home. We'll send them the link on see what Rebecca Lobo said in the studio. I'm anxious to hear about that. And just, you know, we'll clip it. Will be a lot of pictures because you do have to celebrate these things. Because you know why? It could be over tomorrow. We could have an outbreak, and you know, we learned that last year. So if you do not take advantage to value every opportunity you get to celebrate, you're going to learn the hard way. So we're going to celebrate every way that we can and keep it in perspective. You know, it doesn't mean we go to the NCAA tournament. It doesn't mean we get a home game. Doesn't mean we get a seed. But we got a bullet now. We got a piece of ammunition to fire at people when it comes time to talking about stuff like that at the end of the year.
See you, Coach. Congratulations.
All right. Thanks, everybody.